Okay guys, welcome to the workshop. Today we're going to talk about welding, or what's available for welding equipment in Thailand, specifically Thailand. Now, I am no expert. When the guy the other day told me I don't have a clue how to weld, he was right. But I don't let that stop me. There's only one way to do it, and that's just go and do it, you know? You don't have to be a professional. You just have to do it. Now, welding rods. That's the most popular question is what welding rods. And it's simple. There's no selection. There's no choice. You get 60-13s and that's it. There's many different manufacturers. You see on there, E6013 for mild steel. That's what it is. Which is, you know, like this table. They come in two diameters. This is 2.6 millimeter, and this is 3.2 millimeter. Doesn't sound like much, makes a big difference. 99% of what I use is the 2.6, and wish I could get smaller. Most of the steel that I weld around here is 2 millimeters thick. On average 2 millimeters thick, even thinner. Though a lot of the 1 inch by 1 inch tube I use is 1.1 millimeters thick. This is a big rod for that. You have to be very careful. It really looks like you don't know what you're doing because you're always on the verge of burning through with it. The rod is just too big. But that's all that's available. Now, that's in the hardware stores. Thailand does have welding supply shops. There's a huge oil and gas industry in Thailand, and they got to get their equipment or get their tools from somewhere. And plus all the other manufacturing and auto repair and all that stuff all use welding. But in the hardware stores, this is what's available. Many different manufacturers. They all sell the same two rods, two sizes, all 60-13. I use these just because that's what Japanese got to be good, right? And then when they didn't have these, or there was a big price difference, I went with the Gemini just because, no other reason. I'm sure everything that's there is equivalent, one's just as good as the other. There is a price difference always, and the price of welding rods change every time I buy them. But for the most part, they're pretty cheap. You can do a lot of work with one. This is a kilogram. With 1 kilogram of sorry, this is 2 kilograms. One of these boxes go a long way. This one must be 5, I think. I only use this on the thicker stuff. I don't weld thick stuff very often. 3.2 millimeter, 5 kilograms. That's what those are. And these are made in Thailand. It says on the box. These is from Japan. It doesn't say made in Japan though, but it doesn't matter. Now my welding machine is this little guy. 140 amps. MMA 140. They have one just like this that's MMA 160. MMA just means manual middle arc. It's a arc welder, stick welder. That's all that means. This thing costs about 4,000 baht. I've had it now 3 or 4 years. I've built so much stuff with this. Like all of my barn was built with this. My workshop here was built. My outdoor kitchen. 1,000 little projects. Fix more things for other people than I can count. All with this little machine, Amazing. I've changed the electrode holder and the ground cable. I'm going to have to change it again, and this is broken here, which is not the end of the world, just can be a little difficult, but the wires, it needs to be cut, the end needs to be cut off of this, the wires. Post. These cables are really short. I've always planned to get longer ones, I've just never done it. This is 240 or 220 volts, as is everything here in Thailand. The range I use is 60. Anything less than 60 and I can't maintain an arc at all, even strike an arc normally. So anything below real thin, I run it at 60, just above 60, and maximum I go is 90. That's on the heavy thick stuff and using the 3.2 millimeter rod. Anything in that range is what I work. What else? MIG welders. MIG welders are available. Not very popular because they're expensive. Like I say, this thing costs 4,000 baht. I did find MIG welders. They're not always available at Thai Watsadu. It was either 24 or 28,000 for a MIG welder. It didn't come with anything like wire or anything. It's just a machine, and they don't even sell the wire. So it would be go find out all the parts afterwards. This is what they push, is these little machines. There's 100 different varieties of these. This one is DC, I forgot to say. This is DC power, and most of them are AC. This is DC, and a couple of welder friends told me DC is better for thin material. If that's the case or not, I don't know. I took a welding course many years ago, and I sucked at it. When I bought this thing, it was like starting over. The first day I had it, I burned my hand, I burned my foot, and I caught my table on fire. It was fun, but it's just one of those things, you know. If you want to do it, you got to learn it. Am I good at welding? No, I don't even pretend to be. But I don't, like I said, I don't let that stop me. Sometimes you just gotta go and do it. And get after it. What's the worst that can happen, right? You burn your hand and your foot and you catch your table on fire. Alright guys, well that's it. I hope that answers some of the questions. I've gotten these questions a lot, especially about the welding rods. Which ones? Because you go look at the welding rod and you go, well, I want smaller than that. I'm going to be welding something that's 1 millimeter thick, and the answer is they're not available, not readily available anyway. Like I say, if you live somewhere in the city, Bangkok, maybe Pattaya, along the eastern seaboard there's tons and tons of oil and gas work. They get their supplies somewhere. I just don't know where it is. Anything around the Gulf of Thailand, they get their supplies somewhere. And like I say, auto manufacturing, they're not using this equipment, that's for sure. They have better. Alright guys, like I said, I hope that helps somebody, and as always, thanks for watching.